Today we will talk about the blood, 血液. The blood may be considered as a fluid connective tissue, as it consists of the formed elements, cells, and liquid intercellular substance, the blood plasma. Mammalian blood is composed of plasma, cells, and platelets. Blood cells are erythrocytes, red blood cells, leukocytes, white blood cells, and platelets, thrombocytes. Blood cells and platelets are produced in the bone marrow. Plasma is the fluid component of the blood. After centrifugation, the blood forms three layers. The lowest red layer consists of red blood cells, erythrocytes. Above erythrocytes, there is a very thin grayish-white layer, which consists of blood platelets and white blood cells, leukocytes. Uppermost is a translucent yellow fluid, blood plasma. Here is a summary of the components of the blood. The blood contains two parts, the blood plasma and the blood cells. We can see the blood cells contain three kinds, erythrocytes, leukocytes, and blood platelets. Here is the scanning electron microscopy clearly reveals the characteristic biconcave shape of erythrocytes. Erythrocytes are anucleated biconcave discs. Hemoglobin constitutes about 33% of the erythrocyte weight. The erythrocytes transport oxygen and carbon dioxide, and this function is associated with hemoglobin. Leukocytes are round, nucleated blood cells migrating. Leukocytes can leave circulating blood and enter surrounding tissues by dividing between endothelial cells. Leukocytes are divided into two groups according to the type of granules inside cytoplasm, granulocytes and agranulocytes. The granulocytes have many specific granules in cytoplasm and nuclei with two or more lobules and include the neutrophils, eosinophils, and basophils. Granulocytes do not have specific granules and include lymphocytes and monocytes. This is the classification of leukocytes. We can see the leukocytes can be divided into two parts, granular leukocytes and non-granular leukocytes. Neutrophilic granulocytes have a very characteristic nucleus, which is divided into 2 to 5 lobules and two types of granules. Neutrophilic granulocytes play a central role in the inflammatory reaction. They are very effective in defending against invading bacteria. Eosinophils granulocytes contain a nucleus with two large lobules and many large specific granules that are acidophilic. They put a damp on the reaction of allergenic nature by phagocytosing and inactivating antigen-antibody complexes. Eosinophils phagocytize antigen-antibody complexes and are increased in number in parasitic infections. Basophilic granulocytes contain a nucleus with 2 or 3 lobules in an S shape and basophilus specific granules. The specific granules contain anticoagulant heparin as well as histamine, which has a strong vasoactivating effect. The lymphocytes vary in size with granular transition from small to medium to large size. The small lymphocytes have a round, dark-stained nuclei and scanty cytoplasm. Lymphocytes play a fundamental role in immunological reactions. The monocytes have a horseshoe-shaped or kidney-shaped nucleus. After crossing capillary walls and entering connective tissues, monocytes differentiate into macrophages. Blood platelet, thrombocyte. The blood platelets are non-nucleated, disc-like cells which originate from the fragmentation of giant polyploid megakaryocytes that reside in the bone marrow. The role of blood platelets is to assist in hemostasis. The platelets contain different types of granules, which contain components of importance for the coagulation process. Platelets are small fragments of megakaryocytes. The platelet lacks a nucleus. Microtubules in the periphery of the cytoplasm help maintain the shape of platelet. An open canonical system creates channels that increase surface area for exchange with surrounding plasma. Calcium and hormones localize in a dense tubular system in the center of the platelet. Platelets play a role in the formation of blood clots by adhering to break in the endothelium or damaged blood vessels, and to other platelets, thus forming an aggregate at the time of clotting. Thrombocytes are found in the blood of veins and low vertebrates. The thrombocyte is nucleated and has a clear cytoplasm with small red granules. Thrombocytes function in blood clotting, are phagocytic, and develop from erythrocyte precursor instead of forming from the megakaryocyte. Histological structure. 血小板是骨髓中聚合细胞质脱落下来的小块，它没有细胞核，表面有完整的细胞膜。Function: to assist in hemostasis, that is the arrest of bleeding, 参与止血。